Hey mamas, welcome back to another episode of Motherhood is Ghetto. My name is Joy, and how y'all doing out there? If y'all doing all right, say amen. I pray that you're having a good day, a good week so far, a good month. It's June. Hello. We're halfway through the year, mamas. This year has just been zipping by, and tomorrow is going to be 2026. So, but I pray that you are having a great day today. And before we get into today's episode, you already know we got to pay the bill around here. So, the Empowered Mama Planner is currently available on Amazon right now. And if you don't know, the Empowered Mama Planner is a planner that I created especially for moms to help you stay organized daily, monthly, weekly, yearly, to help you stay on track with your financials and your budgeting, and to also help you stay on track with your self care. So, in the planner, there is a special love note from me to you. There is also self care tips, tips on how to make self care meaningful for you and impactful for you. There are budgeting tips. So, there's a full list of different budgeting methods and tips that can help you if you're trying to save for a trip, save to buy a house, save for car repairs, home maintenance, or if you just want to be a budgeting baddie, amen, and have money in your bank account for trips and to do fun things with your family, all that can be used with the budgeting tips in the planner. And then also the planner is undated. So it has calendars, 12-month calendar, but it's undated. So that way you can purchase the planner at any time of the year. So if your new year hasn't started yet, you can pick it up, start it whenever month. You fill in the months, you fill in the dates on the calendar. And then also too, there's goal planning sheets. So every 90 days you can kind of brain dump if you have goals for the next 90 days or the upcoming 90 days, then there's space for you to do that too. There is also journaling space. So every month there is space for you to journal the thoughts, the feelings, all the things. And then at the back of the planner, there are a ton of savings and self care challenges that you can use to help keep yourself accountable. You can do it with a friend, you can do it with your kids. It is very universal and versatile. So if you have not already, go ahead and grab your copy. They are available on Amazon right now, and I will have the links available for you in the show notes if you are listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. And if you are watching on YouTube, I will also have the link in the description box below for you to purchase. Amen. Amen. So today's episode, I am going to be sharing some advice for first-time moms and or moms to be. Amen. Um, I just wanted to share some practical tips, like nothing crazy, just so that way, like if you're a new mom or you're a mom to be and you're feeling kind of anxious and you're just looking for some easy peasy tips from someone who's been in the motherhood gang for about 14 years now, then stick around. All are welcome. Even if you don't have a child yet and you're just thinking about it, or you've dabbled in the idea with your partner or you're planning, whatever the case may be, this advice is just so you know that from one fellow mom to another, I'm here for you. I've been through these motherhood trenches for quite some time, and if this podcast brings you any value, then hopefully this advice does as well. Amen. All right. So my first offer of advice for new moms or moms to be is when someone offers you help, take it. If someone you trust is offering to watch the baby while you take a nap, or while you take a shower, or cook you and your family a meal, anything like that, even to change the baby's diaper, or put on their socks, whatever it is, just take the help. If it's from someone that you, if someone that you trust is offering the help. Because there had been so many times where help was offered to me, and because I was a new mom, like I wanted to do everything, and it's like I didn't want to show anyone that I needed help, because at the end of the day, like I wanted this baby, like this baby's here, so now it's my responsibility. And I really internalized that. So anytime anyone did offer help, I'm like, no, I'm okay. I got this. No, it's okay. If you know in your heart's a heart that you need a break and that you, in fact, do not have this, then accept the help. It doesn't mean that, you don't have what it takes. It doesn't mean that you're weak or anything like that. It just means that you're accepting help. That's all that it means. And if accepting help for 30 minutes means that I can take a shower, that I can feed myself without having to deal with the baby, if that means that I just get an hour just to kind of lay in the bed and think about life, then that's what it is. So if help is offered to you, just take it. There's nothing wrong with it taking the help from others, and others who are actually willing to help. Amen. Because you won't find a whole lot of that once you start having kids. Let me tell you that right now. You won't find a lot of people that are actually willing to babysit or watch your infant child. So if there are people actually offering out of the goodness of their heart, take them up on it. It's okay. It's okay. I promise you. The next bit of advice that I have is, don't get wrapped up in social media trends or do anything for social media when it comes to your child. I know that some folks use social media as a means to communicate, keep in touch with family and friends. So you do want to like post pictures of your child as they're growing up so that way family can see and all that good stuff. But what I'm saying is, don't get caught up in the trends. You'll scroll social media and you'll see these beautiful, elaborate nurseries. You'll see these super expensive, aesthetically pleasing cribs and blankets, books and pillows and changing tables and all that. And it's easy to get swept up and think that I want that from my child, because, well, we all do. We all want our child to have a nice room, beautiful, everything like that. But if it's not within your means and it's not something that you genuinely want, then just don't try to keep up with what's going on with social media. Don't let social media trick you into thinking that you need to have all those things for your baby, because you don't. I know for me, I bought one crib. I first bought the crib when I was pregnant with my first child. And then after she grew out of the crib, my second child slept in that crib. And then after he grew out of the crib, my third child slept in that crib. So I never bought a crib every time I had a kid. I kept the plastic on the mattress because I knew, like, if I'm going to keep this crib and I'm going to be having more kids, I should do my best to preserve this mattress. So I kept the plastic on it. So it stayed in a good condition as I kept having more kids. I didn't really, do up for like a nursery or anything like that. I was just grateful that we all had a roof over our head and everyone had a place to sleep, a bed to sleep on, a pillow to lay their heads on. And that was enough for me. So whatever is enough for you, or you feel like is enough for you that you can manage and that would be nice and good for your baby, just do that. But please don't get wrapped up in the social media idea that everything has to be big and grand and expensive and be aesthetically pleasing, just so that way you can do before after videos, because at the end of the day you'll be getting rid of that stuff as they grow up. um so just keep that in mind. If that is something that's on your heart, then by all means do it, but just know that they will grow up and ultimately you'll end up either giving that stuff away or throwing it away. So just be mindful and don't get wrapped up in all of what social media's got going on when it comes to having kids and all that stuff. Do what's best for you and your family. Amen. Okay, and my next bit of advice goes with the first advice that I gave, but in reverse. If you need help, do not be afraid to ask. I know that it can be very challenging, especially if you're one that's used to not asking people for help. You're super independent, and asking people for your thing is just not within your wheelhouse. But to be honest, if you need that help, there's nothing wrong with asking for it. The people in your life and that are around you will do for you if they care for you and they want to do for you. If you if you have family or friends around you that if you know like, oh, I can't ask them for anything, then those are probably not the people that you need around you, to be honest. And if you can't go to the people closest to you for help, then it's time to reevaluate your circle. But don't be afraid to ask for the help that you need because it can go such a long way. Your child needs you to be at your best or at your best as much as you can be because you won't always 100% be at your best. Let's just be honest. You just gave birth to a whole human. So so there will be days that you'll be tired or you won't feel like doing all the things, and that's where your help comes in. So whether that be from your spouse or your partner, whether that be from your parents or your siblings, aunts, uncles, cousins, friends, whatever the case may be, just don't be afraid to ask for help. And asking for help does not make you a bad mom. It doesn't make you inadequate. It doesn't make you up for the challenge. It doesn't make you weak, just like the first point. It's just you asking for help. Everyone needs a little bit of help sometimes. And that's not a bad thing. There's nothing wrong with that. So just ask for the help that you need. And the next bit of advice that I have is capture the moments. Capture all the moments. Get the pictures, the video, the memories. Capture all the moments, but also remember to be present because it's not always about snapping a picture or taking a video to post on social media. It's not always about that. Yes, we want to preserve the memories. We want to have it so that way our children have something to look back on their childhood and have a sense of how they were raised and, what experiences that they got to have while they were younger. All that is great. So I'm all for capturing the moments, taking all the pictures, all that stuff. But just be present. Don't as soon as you snap the picture, like you head right on to social media to post it, or you're so wrapped up in your phone that you miss those moments. Make sure to be present with your child because these are moments that you won't ever be able to get back. You won't be able to go back in time for these moments like it's happening right now. So just do your best to be present and in the moment at the same time capturing those memories, making photo albums. Don't keep all the things in your phone. Don't keep all the things on social media. Print out the photos, make photo albums. And that's one thing I honestly am making a goal for myself to get better at because since my grandma passed away, me and my mom have been kind of cleaning up for her and going through her things. And one thing about my grandma always took pictures. She took pictures of everything. And she has a photo album for everything, everyone. And every single memorable moment or milestone, she has a recorded record of it via a picture. So, going through these photo albums, like I'm seeing things from my childhood that I haven't seen in years, and I've been sharing that with my kids. And it's been so great for them to see like their mom when she was younger and stuff like that. So don't keep those photos and videos locked up on social media. Like make a scrapbook, make photo albums, like print those things out so your kids have something to look back on when they grow and they get older. So that way they know, like, because the memories aren't just for family and friends and looky loos on social media. You're capturing those memories for your kids, right? For you and your family to look back on and enjoy. So make sure to be intentional about it and be present in those moments. And sometimes, dare I say, it's even better to just put the phone down sometimes. The baby may not need or want a camera in their face all the time. And that's okay. It's all right. If you don't document every single moment, that's okay too. But just remember, capture those moments however you feel is best, but also to be present. That's going to be the most important thing. My next bit of advice, continue to take care of yourself. Period. Get your sleep. Take a shower. Eat. Go for a walk. Take care of your mental state. Take care of your health. Go to your doctor's appointments. If you were getting your feet done before, go get your feet done. Go get your nails done. Continue to take care of yourself because once you have a child, it is so easy to put yourself on the back burner. And before you know it, you will have put yourself on the back burner for a year, and you will look up and you'll be like, where'd the time go? I haven't exercised in a year since having the baby, or I haven't even been to my regular standing appointments with my nail girl. And it's just continue to take care of yourself. Yes, things will change, routines will change. You may not be able to get your hair done as often. You may have to change up your nightly or daily routines a bit, but none of that is drastic enough where it stops you from eating or it stops you from taking a shower every day, changing your clothes. Don't be in the same clothes for a week for the sake of motherhood. Like, like motherhood doesn't have anything to do with you getting up and washing your behind and changing your clothes. Don't let them do that to you. Okay? Continue to take care of yourself. Continue to do for yourself. Amen, because it's just I just speaking from experience, it's so easy to neglect yourself and it's so easy to put yourself on the back burner. But from one mom to another, just don't put yourself last. Prioritize yourself. And that's probably an episode all in itself. And I probably will do an episode about how we as mom deprioritize ourselves. But if at all possible, if you can remember, please do not put yourself last. Put yourself first always. It's just like they say when you're on an airplane and they say to put on your mask and stuff first before you help your child or the person next to you, because you got to make sure number one is okay first before you can help anything or anyone. So continue to take care of yourself. Amen. My next tip would be get on a schedule. If you can, get on a schedule, get you and your baby on a schedule, sleep schedule, feeding schedule, as closely as you can, because it really does help. It really does help to know, have your baby on a routine and kind of know and gauge, okay, this is when they're going to wake up from their nap. If I put them down at the same time every day, they're going to get used to this and then you'll get used to it. And that also opens up room for you to be able to do those things like eat without having to hold a baby in your arms or take a shower or read a book, stuff like that. So having a schedule really does you get your day set up so that way you can work in those things for yourself too, as well as caring for your child. And the next thing, mamas, off brands are okay. They are okay. Everything does not need to be super expensive, state of the art, top of the line. That, and I get it. Babies have certain sensitivities and stuff like that. I get that. And do what's best for your child, but just know out the gate your baby doesn't have to be in Huggies or Pampers just because those are the two biggest name brand in diapers. They can definitely be in Love's or they can be in the store brand. It's okay. But everything doesn't have to be name brand. They don't have to have a pair of baby Jordans because they're gonna grow out of those. They don't have to have designer clothes and outfits and stuff like that because they're gonna grow out of it. And I don't know. I don't know how else to say that. I want to say, if that's what you prefer, do you. But to me, in my opinion, I really feel like it's not necessary. They're going to grow out of it. And now you've spent all this money on top of the line, name brand things, and you can't use it anymore unless you're having more kids. And then at that point, it's, you know, they'll grow out of it too. And then the next person will grow out of it. And then I don't know. I don't know. I think that when I started having kids, I thought too that I had to have the best diapers on their booties and all this good stuff. But at the end of the day, diapers have one job. So that's how I look at it. And they're going to get thrown and tossed out. So quality is important. So not to say that you should skimp on quality, but not every top of the line name brand like has the best quality because there are some lesser known brands who have just the same quality as some of those name brands. So just do your research, try some things, whatever's most cost effective for you. Just don't be afraid to try different things because name brand isn't always the best. Is basically what I'm saying. Amen. All right. And my next bit of advice is it's never too late to plan for your child's future. And at the same time, it's never too early. So if you have a plan or, wanting to save up for a college fund for them or a move out fund for them, whatever the case may be, or, just future like tuitions for school if you're planning on private school when they get older, stuff like that, it's never too late to start planning for that. So start setting money aside, even if it's $20 a paycheck, something like that. It doesn't have to be super astronomical savings. You don't got to save $1,000 a month for them. Just start whatever you have, even if it's for Christmas. Just start saving for them because it's never too early and it's never too late. And I'll tell you that there's no better feeling and no better peace of mind knowing that you already have the money for it. And you don't have to do nothing strange for it. You don't have to rob Peter to pay Paul for it. And you yourself don't have to go without for it. So, whatever you have planned for your child, whatever dreams or aspirations you have for your child, you can start planning for it now. Wherever you at whatever stage you at. Just start now. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's never too early or too late. All right. And next, don't go overboard with toys and clothes. They will eventually grow up. And I'm mainly speaking like Christmas, birthdays, stuff like that. Cause when kids are young, especially like they're in that infancy stage and toddler stage, they don't give a damn about them toys. Especially the babies, they're more infatuated with the box and the wrapping paper than they are with the actual toys. And also, they will grow up. They won't want to play with those toys anymore. You're sitting with a house full of toys that no one's playing with, that are just around on the floor. And and I'm not saying not to buy your kids toys, but just don't overindulge. Like don't splurge because at the end of the day, again, you're either going to be giving that stuff away or you're going to be throwing it away. So Pick your battles. Choose whichever one floats your boat. And all these tips and advices that I'm giving you guys, I'm guilty of not following those any of this stuff. But over the years, I've learned. I've learned. So by the time I got to my third kid, I was like, yeah, we're not doing this anymore. We're not doing this. And we put a stop to some of these things. So I'm only telling you this because I lived it. I lived it over and over again, and I made the same mistakes over and over again. But once I got to my third kid, I was like, I'm not making these same mistakes again. And it does help. It is helpful. So, but yeah, the clothes, the toys, there's no need to go overboard because they're going to grow up and they're not going to need those things anymore. So there's no reason to. It's just no reason to. And then lastly, my last bit of advice is show yourself grace. Be patient with yourself. Be gentle with yourself. Take it easy. Amen. Take it easy because there is no handbook, rule book, there is no playbook, there is no blueprint for being a mom. There is no instruction manual, there are no guides. It's just you and that baby at the end of the day. Once that baby gets here, and your maternal instincts. So show yourself grace. Be patient with yourself. Take it easy on yourself. If you forget to do something for your child, it's not the end of the world. If you go to make them a bottle and you accidentally pour juice in instead of the water, hey, stuff happens. And I give that example because I've done it before. That was me. That's happened to me before. You're not a bad mom, okay? If you accidentally lock your kid in the car, it doesn't make you a bad mom. I've done that before. I've done that. Just show yourself grace at the end of the day. You're doing this for the first time. You created a whole human inside of your human body and you pushed it out. Or you've been cut open to get it out. That's no small feat. So show yourself grace. You won't get everything right all the time, but just know that God chose you to be that little human's mom. So just do your best. Do the best that you can. Laugh often. Cry when you need to. And ask for help when you need to. It's going to be okay. I promise you. And if you need any support or anything along the way, I'm here. DM me. Send me a message. Whatever you got to do, I'm here for you. So, with all that being said, mamas, I'm going to go ahead and land the plane here. Thank you so much for tuning in today. And if you found this episode helpful or useful, please don't forget to share it with anyone who you may think would find it helpful or useful. Save it, download it, whatever you got to do. Also, too, don't forget to follow the podcast. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, you can hit that follow button so that way you're notified every time I upload a new podcast. And if you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Join the channel so that way you are also notified when I upload a new video for the podcast. You can also follow me on Instagram at motherhood_ghetto. I post episode preview clips there. I post stuff going on with me and the kids there so you can keep up with us. And then lastly, the Empower Mama Planner, again, is available on Amazon. It will be linked in the show notes as well as in the description on YouTube. And the Motherhood is Ghetto Self-Care Journal for Mothers is also still available on Amazon, which will also be linked wherever you are listening or watching this podcast. So, thank you so much for tuning in today, and until next time, mamas.